yesterday I received a lot of inquiries from reporters trying to do a follow-up on my minister's statement about ESCOM, possibility of having ESCOM in Sarawak. So I said, let's wait until for this meeting, but nobody is asking it. Let me, when Lahad Datu, the intrusion occurred in, when we discovered it on the 12th of February of last year, it's about a year now, we really sat down and really did a study on how it had happened, whether this can also happen in other parts of the country, and whether the threat is real or perceived. But our concern and worry proved to be, or was substantiated when Noor Miswari, on the 12th of August of last year, made a declaration and a public announcement that he has declared that the establishment of the Republic of Mindanao, of which he is going to be the president. And the Republic of Mindanao will consist of the Mindanao Islands in the southern Philippines, inclusive of the Sulu Islands, and also the island of Palawan. And as far as the others, the other regions, inclusive of Sabah and also Sarawak. This was clearly manifested by Noor Miswari that the Republic of Mindanao will also include the state of Sabah and Sarawak. So therefore, we were now, before we were thinking, and we have discussed with the minister, the possibility of now Sarawak being a threat as far by non-state actors and what has occurred the other day. And one of the things that we are looking at is the possibility of extending ESCOM also into Sarawak. We do not want anything to happen as what has happened in Lahad Datu to happen again anywhere else. And we, the armed forces, do not want to be blamed that we have not looked into this kind of threat. And we are looking at it very, very seriously. And I have also received a lot of inquiries from my counterpart, from the ASEAN members, the CDF of Singapore, of Brunei, and of Thailand, are very keen to know of our experience and how the threat actually. As you all know that these people who intruded into Lahad Datu were not on our radar screen at all. They were non-state actors. Now, the incident in Lahad Datu has caused us a few problems. We have got the armed forces, the strategic capability development plan. We call it the fourth dimension Malaysian Armed Forces, or DMAF. And now we have got to go back to the drawing board and have a relook of what. Because in our effort to try to develop our strategic capabilities, we forgot to consider low-level threat. Now we have got to look at low-level threat. Because we could have handled the situation like that more efficiently should we have that low-level threat capability. We missed that one. There was an oversight on our side. So therefore, we have got to relook, not only for Sabah, but now for Sarawak and other parts of the country too. Because we do not know where they are going to come from, what kind of threat we are going to face in the near future. So therefore, the likelihood of us having another version of ESCOM in Sarawak could be a reality. But again, depending on the affordability of the government, and as what also was explained by the Defense Minister the other day, was that we have got to think out of the box in order to reduce the budget spent by the government. We have got to look at corporates working together in order to contribute as part of their contributions towards national security, towards to enhance the sovereignty, the security, and the national interest of the country. So basically, it is still in the pipeline, it's still in the discussion part of it. But the armed forces has done a thorough study on it towards the end of it, and there would be, we do not know, depending on the affordability, there might be an increase of some amount of force just to, but this force is just to cater for low-level threats, not a conventional threat and so on. It is a low-level threat, out of which we think that we'll be able to develop in a very, you can fast-track this, and basically it will be involving the soldiers on the ground, the land force, the army, because you can establish an army for low-level conflicts without procuring major asset. Remember, it is just to handle, cater for low-level threat. So basically, that was what the minister was saying the other day, and it was carried out by the. And the drive for us to do this, when Miswari declared the existence of the formation of the Republic of Mindanao, and he proved this again, his seriousness, by launching an assault onto Zamboanga City, which caused a lot of lives, a lot of damages, a lot of casualties, and so on, over a period of time. After the declaration of the formation of the Republic of Mindanao, he manifested that with an assault onto Zamboanga City.
2 points to reiterate. The first is the point pointed out by Tan Sri, just now, regarding low-level threat. And secondly, non-state actors will be discussed quite thoroughly in our Putrajaya forum during the DSA. Secondly, the thinking outside the box. It doesn't have to just come from the government. Participation from the industry, especially the oil and gas industry. There are oil rigs in the Sulu Straits that needs also to be engaged. And across borders, not only between Sabah and Sarawak, but within the 3 nations of Brunei, Malaysia, and Philippines is another way forward. So all these approaches are new, uncharted waters, still work in progress. But I believe that Malaysia can lead the way in participating and actually guiding everybody in building these bridges, because at the end of the day, the threat is the same to all of us in this region.
Datuk Sri, since you said the budget is still planning the ESCOM thing, what about if Petronas, ESO, or Shell themselves wanted to employ security forces?
Exactly, I think they do employ.
And do you yes. approve those kind of forces there?
We are in the process of negotiating with Petronas, and I believe Brunei will do the same with other oil and gas companies in the Straits. Combined, I think it would value add to what already exists. They're spending that kind of money anyway in ensuring the security of their employees in the oil rigs. But in the end of the day, if we manage to leverage that with our own capabilities, with ESCOM and expanding it further into Sarawak, I think that is the way forward.
So it will be like ESCOM also. It will be headed by civil servant. Headed by civil servant, and then a general and a police as number one.
The 3 pillars is very important: the police, the army, and the people. And of course, the 2 limbs of the police and the army on intelligence are the other pillars that needs to be addressed. And if you replicate that in 2 different other countries, in Brunei and also in Philippines, I think there is a formidable force there to ensure that these lower-level threats by non-state actors will be addressed.
Dr. Sri, so when you talk about bringing in the corporate side, are we looking at the entry of independent security contractors, or are we looking at
I think maybe
working with the existing?
looking at procurement, looking at assets, looking at because at the end of the day, if things get out of hand, whether we like it or not, the police and army will have to come in anyway. This is what happened in Mali, where a French company was attacked by militants. French nationals were kidnapped. At the end of the day, the French military had to come in with their special forces and their attack helicopters. That sort of scenario, learning from the Mali incident, if addressed early, I think would, one way or another, protect us and give some assurance to those investors in the Sulu Straits on their security.
So if I may add, it is also, we are happy to note that there are defense industries companies, especially like oil and gas companies, who are coming forward willing to establish their own reserve force in terms of askar watania and so on. And this we are encouraging. We'll be seeking the minister's approval to establish the units of the reserve force within that particular company.
So there's you're not going to approve any independent private contractors armed or boats, armed with boats, this kind of thing, like in Nigeria scenario. Will that be approved?
That will depend on the situation. What kind of, at the moment, we have got a lot of security companies which will be further strengthened and their training will be further enhanced. This will be done by the police. It is under discussion now.
But no foreign companies will be allowed to do that?
Not at the moment. I don't think so. It is necessary as at the moment. I know that we have got our own company, people who are formerly in the service. In the maritime domain, as far as escorting the ship is concerned, we have got few of those companies that have been established by our own people. I think we are not short of expertise and skill. We have got plenty of that.
Okay, minta tolong Eskom ni jangan sampai tenggelam di SC.